Welcome, everybody. The person that I would like to introduce you to in my family history background is a man by the name of Elijah Wilson Harper. He is my 2 times great-grandfather. He was born on July the 21st in 1842 in Carroll County, Georgia, and he died in Alabama, actually, on the 4th of April in 1925. He had, at some point in his life, moved over to the Cullman County area in Alabama. He married twice. His first marriage was to Mary Jane Rutan, and with her, they had 10 children. And one of those children is my great-grandfather. And then he married Sarah Emily Hudgens and had 5 more children. From what I understand, Mary Jane died of typhoid fever or something like that. I'm not exactly sure what it was, but she died fairly young, and so he married again and had 5 more children. What's interesting about this 2 times great-grandfather is that he wrote later in life, in around the 1916, 17, 18 time frame, he was asked to write maybe a side column or something like that in the Cullman County, Alabama newspaper. And so he wrote about his experiences around the time of the Civil War. Now, he wrote about some personal stories as well, about various girls he dated, things like that, but he talked a lot about what his experiences in the Civil War were. In 1861, Elijah joined the Confederate Army at Camp Stevens in Griffin, Georgia. He fought mainly in battles in the Virginia area. He was at Manassas, he was at Sharpsburg and Chancellorsville, some big name places, big name battlefields of the Civil War. And when he wrote about them, it seems to me like Elijah Wilson had a pretty good sense of humor. He talked about how in one battle, his Bible, apparently he carried a Bible in his breast pocket, and that Bible got shot and saved his life. Later he said, and I quote, he said, "Yes, I was struck by 10 balls, and 100,000,000,065 of them missed me, and I'm living yet." So it seems to me like he had a pretty good sense of humor. Now, he joined at a young age into the Civil War, and he pretty much fought through the entire duration of the Civil War. And it was later at the Cold Harbor battle in Virginia that he sustained an injury that took him out of any active service. And at Cold Harbor, he talked about how horrific that was, and he got shot in the face. And if you look closely at his photograph as an older man, even though his face is covered by a beard, you can kind of tell there's a little bit of a sag on one side of his face. But apparently he got shot in the face, and he was laying there trying to yell for help, and apparently not much was squeaking out of his mouth at the time. And he said he thought it was funny that his brother found him on the battlefield and, of course, was beating his breast because he thought that Elijah was dead. But he wasn't. He was transferred to a hospital in Richmond, Virginia, and the doctors pretty much thought that he wouldn't survive, so they didn't really pay much attention to him. But apparently, according to my 2 times great-grandfather's writings, a Negro man actually helped him to survive that, and it was because of his help, helping to feed him, helping to clean the wound, things like that, that he actually survived. And so if you ever get the chance to actually pick up the book to read his writings about the Civil War, it puts a little bit of a different spin on things, and I think you'll find his humor to be quite interesting. So that is Elijah Wilson Harper, and I hope you enjoyed hearing about him. Thank you.